Alright y'all, so I'm just about to put these adapters on, but this piece right here is what I was talking about. I think there's some people that I've seen in the past that has trouble with this, with it being in the way hitting the blower. I've seen somebody put like a socket on it, and then like a deep socket, and then kind of turn it and flip it this way. I don't want to do that quite yet because I don't really know if I'm going to have that same problem, but I'm going to put it on and we'll see. So you guys stay tuned. Alright y'all, I'm about to see if I can put this blower in by myself. Hopefully I can do this. One thing is I hurt my back pretty bad, and that blower is not light. So I hope I don't really run into any issues. Kind of concerned about this, but the only way to know for sure is just to set it on. I can always take it off, so wish me luck. Alright, you guys, wish me luck. Doesn't feel good on my back. I don't know if I can. Oh, shoot. Huh. Not too many places to grab here, man. No, nah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. Alright, you guys, I'm going to see if I can climb in here. Because that wasn't working. Not for my back. So we'll see if this works right here, which it might. Whew. It's one thing about having a box Chevy. And this still might be bad on my back. Man. Shoot. All right. Just hitting up something. Yep. So it is hitting on this hose right here. Oh, no. Shoot. Leaking. All right, you guys, so this is hitting. It was hitting the bottom there. So if I put this on, there'd probably be no way I could put the hose back on even if this fit. So I already took this socket, tried to bend it a little bit. So I'm gonna see if I can just keep kind of massaging it over. I'm not doing too hard of an angle. I don't really want to go too far, but I'm just gonna kind of keep turning it, kind of see what it does. I already came across this, somebody that I came across one time already who had the same problem. So we are going to see if, and that's the way that he did it. So I'm just gonna keep kind of, I don't want to bend it too far down because I don't want to kink this part of the bend. So I'm just gonna kind of keep turning it a little bit and see if I can get it to come just enough over where it'll probably clear over and down. I know I could probably get another steam port set up. These little coolant lines here if I wanted to, but I'm really just gonna see if I can get this to work. All right. Here we go, round two. All right, you guys, so I got it setting in there at least, and you can kind of get a taste of what it looks like. The blower is actually not all the way on. It's actually hitting right here on the transmission dipstick, and it's still hitting over here. And this, you guys can see what I'm talking about. I don't know if you can see that little steam line. This is actually resting on that steam line, but I left it there because I wanted to try to move this first because there's a big gap down there where it's not hitting at all. This isn't seating to the head. So what I found out is this little, I don't even know what this thing's called. Like, it's like a little reservoir of some sort for the heat. But I just kept it there to kind of keep the hoses and stuff up and out and away from the engine. But I actually have some little like hose clamp things or whatever that I could mount there instead. So it's also not allowing me to bend this dipstick over, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take it out. I actually have it loose right now, so maybe I can massage it out. So I went ahead and loosened it up. All right, so that is out of there. Now I can kind of bend this over. So you see where it's hitting back there. So I want to see if I can kind of bend this over some, get it out the way. And I'm not worried about bending it because it has a little bracket that's bolted to one of the bell housing bolts back there, so it won't pull out of the bottom of the transmission at all. That might be okay. We're still hitting up here, but I'm gonna see if I can massage it and get it to lay flat. Hold on a moment. All right, you guys, I think I have it set on there for the most part. I just have to line up these gaskets here. This side is all set in. That was a pain in the butt, kind of to get in. This steam port here, if I don't block the camera, is still barely hitting. And I have to line up this gasket. That's a pain, man. Lining up those gaskets. They have like a little guide pins that you can kind of stick in there and kind of help, but I don't understand how they work or how you would ever get them out. I really don't know. I just decided to kind of set them on there and take my chance, see if I can make it work. So it was kind of a pain since I had the dowel pin still in there on this side to kind of line up. But the cool thing is it when it's aligned, I know it's aligned. Like when the dowel pin is in there, then I know it's good. So that was actually a bonus of keeping it. And then I can kind of tilt it up and know that this side will stay in because of that dowel pin. So I'm gonna lift this side up. You guys probably won't be able to see. Let's see if I can bend this now. This is actually just needs to be bent just a little bit more. And I think, actually, hold on a moment. Instead of lifting it up, I might be able to just use this in a rag. Okay, cool, so it's actually off it now, but barely, but I'm gonna keep trying to massage it down. I just don't want to kink the hose, or I don't want to kink the line, but I'm gonna try to move it out the way. Just kind of keep turning it, lowering it just enough to see if I can get a hose on it. So that's what I was talking about there. So this end piece was hitting the top of the blower. So I had to keep kind of turning it, massaging it down, turning it, massaging it down. Hopefully I did not crack it or anything. I try to be really, really cautious on my bends, and hopefully it worked. Now I'll be able to slip a hose on there, and I think I'll be able to put the clamp back on and be good. Now you see I have to align this end up that gasket for the blower, and over here we are all lined up. Now I might be able to save some money because I did not think that this AC bracket would work, but man, that thing fits. I didn't think that would work, so I might just try that and then see how that works. Although that tensioner is not I don't know if it's a heavy duty tensioner or not. At least I can just try it, see if it works, and go from there. I don't know, that might work. So we'll see, y'all. We'll see. I'll line up the belt and everything and just kind of see if it works, and then we'll just kind of go from there. So let me go ahead and get this end of that gasket lined up, and then we'll go from there. All right, you guys, let's see if the blower fits. Now that I'm looking at it, it might clear that that wiper motor, but we'll see. Judgment time. Judgment time. Judgment time. When I get excited, I sing. Oh, my back. Judgment time. Oh, snap. Man, your boy done did it. Your boy done did it. Ooh, tell me, that don't look like it belongs in here. Tell me. And we look like we might have hood clearance too. I was worried about that, but I think we set, man. I think we are set. I'm looking along. It might be tight, but I think we got it. I think we got it. Man, that's beautiful, y'all. Let me take this camera off real quick so you guys can see. Beautiful. so beautiful you gotta say it slowly and break up the word. Beautiful. Oh shit, man. Oh man, I'm feeling hella accomplished right now, y'all. That thing is crazy. Oh man. I don't even know what to say, y'all. This thing's gonna look so dope in here. Ooh. So, also, I was actually checking out the AC. I actually don't think this AC is gonna work. If you guys, I don't even know if you guys can kind of tell, but it's off a little bit. This part is really far, is just a tad too much forward, and it's not gonna work. So, I have no idea how I got it to work on my previous setup. Actually, it was probably a little bit off. I just kind of tweaked it enough to make it work. But I don't think it's gonna work. I mean, this pulley is like way back here, and in order for me to run this, when you run a 6 rib on an 8 rib belt, they suggest you run the belt in the middle of the ribs and not on the edges. So I'm probably gonna have to go with the new bracket, and I probably should anyway, because it has a upgraded Gates tensioner. So it'll probably be best that I do that anyhow and just get rid of this old setup. It was never meant for this anyway. I just made it work with my Dirty Dingo AC bracket. I believe I could run not only the R4 compressor, but I think you can run the Sandin. So if I ever upgrade it to the Sandin, I can do that too. Either you can bolt it right up, or I think there's a small bracket kit that you can get. It's like 30 bucks or something like that, and then it mounts up to this existing Dirty Dingo bracket, and then you can run a Sandin if you want. So, but man, speechless, y'all. Get in the comments right now. Let me know what you guys think of this. How does it look in here? Honestly, man, I think it looks like in home. I think it looks like this was supposed to go in here. Just think, when everything is cleaned up, running nice and neat. You can see a little bit of wiring and things like that, mechanical things from the factory and whatnot. Tell me this thing isn't gonna look like this is its home. I mean, look how big this engine bay is, and how now big this engine is, and how good it fits in here, man. It just looks like it's in its home. Man, crazy. Alright, you guys, so ultimate test here, checking for hood clearance, and I took everything out. I put this piece of like shipping paper from Amazon. I put it on top of the blower lid just to see, well, for one, so it doesn't scratch it if it hits, and two, just to see if it leaves like an impression when I close the hood. And you guys won't really be able to tell, but when I shut the hood down, if I come to like right here, I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see if I put you inside. But the blower lid, the lid doesn't touch the top just yet. But I'm gonna try to zoom in. Let's see if I can get you guys closer. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but I know that paper kind of gives it a false kind of sense of where it's really at. But when I'm looking at it right now, there's actually, so the hood isn't latched quite yet, so there's probably a good 3 inches still between that piece of paper and the the middle point of the hood. So maybe probably about 3.5. When I go ahead and latch it down, you guys probably still can't see, but now there's probably a good, shoot, man. It's probably a good 2 inches maybe, and that's probably, I mean, I don't know, I can't really tell. That, again, if I take away that paper, maybe a little bit more. Gosh, it could be a little bit more than that, I don't know, but it is not touching. There's a fair amount of room between the highest point of the lid and the closest part of the hood in relation to the lid. But let's go ahead and see if she shuts. Bow. There she go. And you know what? The my previous build with the intake, the TBSS intake on it, that also shut the same exact way. I honestly, it never showed signs of wear or anything on the hood or on the intake manifold at all. I think maybe I think there's one spot on the hood maybe where it rubbed a little bit, but I mean, I had that set up for a long time and I didn't see anything. But this lid, or this hood, shuts the exact same way as what it did before. I think I might even have maybe just slightly a little bit more room than I did on my previous setup, because that TBSS intake is pretty tall. And I think if I didn't have the adapters, I think it would probably shut no problem. So if you guys wonder if you could do an LSA swap conversion on a box Chevy, well, here you go, right here. And the hood shuts, stock clearance, stock hood. Yeah. All right, you guys, that is it. I am done for the day. I'm gonna end on that note right there. And man, I am feeling phenomenal. I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling definitely a sense of accomplishment. And I would never have thought that I would have ever gotten a Pro Charger or now even an LSA. It's something that always has intrigued me as far as seeing an LSA on a different car, and it's something that I've always like kind of wanted to do, but not really just because thinking that I would probably have never had got the opportunity to do it. I hate to say never, but you know, you just sometimes, you know, when you don't think about doing something often like that, or thinking that it's kind of like out of your reach, so to speak, just because for whatever, money, time, whatever, you kind of doubt yourself, maybe you can or can't do it. But man, ever since I've gotten more and more deep into the car game and really doing things myself, I mean, I've always been able to turn a wrench, and I was brought up, you know, in the garage somewhat, and my stepdad had built so many engines and cars growing up since he was like, you know, a little kid, and he taught me some things. And as I kind of got more out of playing sports and out of college and thereafter, and kind of got more and more and more into just cars, man, I mean, there hasn't been a task that I hadn't think that couldn't do, and I accept the challenge, and I love turning wrenches, man. I just think there's something therapeutic about it, and you know, there's definitely something to be said when you can be out here turning wrenches, not think about a damn thing, and you know, as soon as you look at the clock, dang near 4 hours have passed. You know, and so that just, for me, that's awesome, because that means I can just seriously just dive in and just not think about anything and just work towards a certain task, something that I love to do, clear my mind, and kind of get away from life, so to speak. So, but now back to reality. Got to go in, hang out with my lady, probably just watch a movie, hang out and chill, and just really just enjoy, man, the sense of accomplishment that I did with this. I mean, I know this has been done a million times before, and you know, who knows how many box Chevys have an LSA. I know there's a few out there, but I mean, regardless of it all, man, I mean, I just feel great. I just feel great that it's on. I mean, now you know, I can enjoy this, and then we're on to the next task. So, but I think for the most part, a lot of the harder stuff is done, hopefully. And now it's just kind of just piecing everything together. My main thing was to get the blower on just to see if it fit, and where I would have to kind of, you know, tweak some things here and there. And, you know, there wasn't really any curveballs thrown at me. I kind of knew what I would have some trouble with, and that's from doing research. And so I would definitely recommend you guys, if you guys are looking to do anything you've never done before, research it, man, because, you know, when you're up against something you've never done before, you definitely want to have all your ducks in a row, so to speak, and just really come in prepared. So, you know, I was glad to see that, you know, it fit the way it did, and I was able to kind of just tweak some things here and there. And, you know, one other thing is I didn't know how the water neck would fit on here, and the water neck actually fit great here. Let me put a battery in this light so I can show you guys here. I don't mean to ramble and keep you too long, but I at least kind of just want to show you. I'll give you a quick little overview. So this is the earlier style or water neck off the water pump, and it's usually turned and cockeyed over here, and that's the problem with these when on the earlier style water pumps. On the newer style, it's recommended to get the 07 and up, because the water neck is shorter and it actually comes out here, so then you'd have the hose coming out here. As you can see, there's an opening there. However, they say either get that one or tweak this one. Well, if you turn this here, because this is pressed in, and I'm not sure if there's some type of sealant in there to kind of hold water, but it's actually pressed in pretty tight. And I remember turning this water neck and massaging it for a while, and kept trying to turn it and turn it and turn it. And finally I did, but then it was so loose that it actually just slid out. So I put some RTV, what's that called? The Right Stuff, which is phenomenal. I basically just caked it with that, and then built up a surrounding. I don't know if you guys can kind of see it on the outside, kind of made a little wall, and it's never leaked since. So it's been great. And I turned it because of this, that I installed this early style GM AC bracket, and so I had to turn it to get it out the way. Well, sure enough, it ended up fitting perfectly in the right spot and everything. So I'll just have to tweak this and then call it good. So my next deal is to kind of see when I get the accessory brackets and stuff like that on, and get the other AC bracket on and all that, how the belt will route and if it will clear this, because what'll probably happen is it'll route this way and then come up under here and then over here. So I think it would clear. I think we are in the clear in regards to that water neck and the hose, the upper radiator hose and all that. So I think we're good. The only problem I had installing this is the dipstick again, was just kind of just hitting the back of it, of the blower in the back. So that was partly due to this piece here. This is where some vacuum lines kind of hook in and all that. So I forgot what this thing is called, but it has something to do with the vacuum and the heat and all that. But I just actually hooked my heat line directly to my my little heater valve right here, and I just have heat from that as well. So I took that out, and then I was able to bend the dipstick housing over. And the dipstick actually has a little bracket that's bolted to the back of the bell housing, and so I knew that, so I knew I could bend it a little bit more and kind of get it out the way. So that's out the way, and that's good. And then obviously the little steam port here, just had to bend it, and I bent it just enough where it cleared, and I was able to put the hose back on, and now the hose is out the way, and I'll probably just cinch it up and zip tie it up here. So that is out the way. So other than that, it's in. I had a little bit of trouble getting the bolts in to bolt down the lid, just because there's so many, you know, things that are in the way, like, you know, the adapters, and then the gasket that's in between the adapters and the lid, or the blower. And so that took a little bit of time, and then obviously it being so heavy, I had to climb inside and all that and whatnot, as you guys had saw that. So, but man, I was also worried about the lid going on, and the lid fits perfectly in there, man. I can't get enough of how this looks. So I'm super excited to get this all cleaned up and kind of get it ready to just start, man. So you guys stay tuned. Gosh, do I have anything else? Oh, I do have one other concern, and that is in regards to the accessory drive. I have a larger style 145 amp with the big case alternator, and I'm wondering if that'll fit on my accessory drive that I got with the kit. And I believe that accessory drive is from LSX Innovations. And I looked on their website just to kind of see, but it doesn't say, because a lot of times the website will say if it will hold the 105 amp alternator and the big one, or if it only hold one and not the other. So I guess we'll just see. I mean, that would really suck if I couldn't use that one, because I really love that alternator. But maybe what I'll do is just hold on to it and then just get another alternator and just bite the bullet, I guess. So hopefully that fits, and then we'll be good to go on that one. So other than that, man, I'm shoot, it's just wiring and bolting on the AC bracket and the accessory drive and getting a belt for it. And I gotta definitely tighten this down because it's just down snug in there, and then put the gaskets in there. So there's a gasket that sits under the lid as well too, so I'll put that in there, just make sure everything is good to go, and then we solid, y'all. We solid. Hook up all the vacuum lines, the block off ports, make sure all my lines and stuff are ran properly for my sensors. And shoot, we are in there, y'all. So with that being said, I am going to call it. Take one last look for this particular video, at least, of the 1978 Caprice Aerocoupe. Now, LSA supercharged, man. You guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, y'all. Stick with me. You know it. We got it. All right. Deuces. Peace out.